Have another beer, buddy.
Chatty chat chat chat. I think that they probably said that being shorter is advantageous.
Well, they need to teach me then. There you go. So we had to poke a little fun at him. Call you Ginger Swag.
Yeah. If you weren't bowlers, what would you have liked to have done instead? Anything else. Literally anything else.
That's a great answer.
The horse is so dead that it's on some kid's school project on a landfill already.
And there you have
it.
No. We'll talk about that one more.
Terrible idea.
What up, what up?
Hey everybody. What up, what up, what up?
Excuse me. Couldn't have done that right before we went on air or anything. Whew. We are, I've got my YouTube TV popped up here next to me for our kind of live cast, so to speak, of the 2025 U.S. Women's Open.
Yeah, I'm going to log this frickin' iPad back into the...
From beautiful Sun Valley Lanes, by the way. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. You like that place?
Yeah, it's a cool center. It's kind of tucked back in the middle of nowhere. It's like, where are we driving to when we were driving up to it? But it's really cool.
Yeah, it's in a weird place for sure. Nico, Big Shot, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Sorry for the weird show on a Tuesday.
Yeah, we had Ray Ray's kind of shifted professions.
Yeah.
So
it's cord. Yeah, no, she's playing softball now, and she's on Mondays and Wednesdays, but it's Mondays and Wednesdays. It's only till mid-July-ish, I think is what it's supposed to go to now. Granted, that doesn't take an effect of rainouts. Like, we have to play tomorrow night and Friday night this week, since we got the Friday night's a makeup game. So
I thought that was a nitro.
Dina Phillips, rare Wednesday night off here. Glad to join in live for a change.
Yeah.
What's happening?
It's Wednesday on a Tuesday.
Exactly. So hopefully everybody's got their extra streaming going and they're watching the U.S. Open with us. We'll kind of go through it. For most of you saw the description in the show, or if you didn't, Luke just got back from a trip to Sun Valley Lanes for the last couple of days of the event to watch the Ladies Bowl. I think he's going to tell us a little bit about that and his experience and what he saw and kind of lead us into the Open. So,
yeah, it was nice to go down there for a couple days, and 1950 at Greater Ozarks is very nice.
Yeah. What are your overall thoughts on the center?
Yes. Yeah, it's a nice little center, and it's a little claustrophobic in front of the desk, but it's kind of open on each end. Like, we just went down because buddy, you're gonna have to come here. Hey, what are you doing? So we ended up, we didn't see any qualifying. We saw the round of 36. So after they had all the qualifying, then they got to the top 36. We saw that. And so we were there for that round, and then rounds 1 and 2 of match play. So we just went down to 9 and 10. 9 and 10 was the low end, basically, for the qualifying, and then for the match play. And so we just kind of camped down there on 9 and 10 the whole time because it was nice and open, and the bar was down there. They got a nice bar that's kind of open and everything. And of course, they have a big arcade game room, whatever, but that was the paddock. And then they had part of the back of the bar partitioned off for people working the tournament and stuff like that. So yeah, 45 feet and 35 mils at Sure Hooked a ton. That's what screwed me to begin with, because I'm thinking, even though I know that surface and I know that center, it's kind of like, well, that's a lot of oil. And so I started off throwing magenta hammer, which is a purple that's a different color. I've never seen a urethane bulb burn up before, but it hit the lane and instantly gave up. And so I fought with that for a game before I figured out, I was like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna have to do something else. And I went 480 to the back too with my ethos.
Yeah, they're not joking. It hooks a ton.
All right. Well,
we discussed this a little bit Friday night too. We tried to possibly treat it like we treat nationals and think we'd have to try and burn something up on the outside to get it to hook, but no. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I need to get to the show, and I think it's on CBS Sports.
It is CBS Sports Network. Yes, sir.
Okay.
A couple shots in here so far.
No.
Yeah, I believe that is a AMF Cubica Test Center there in Lincoln. All I know is they always get the latest and greatest stuff, like their scoring monitors. Obviously, not the screens up top, but they're on the masking units is really cool.
Yeah, like they have the
show here. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you won't be able to see it because of the TV show setup. But yeah, their masking units are ridiculous. They're kind of like what Bolero does, but a whole lot better.
Yes, they're just LED boards, aren't they?
Say what?
Aren't they LED boards?
Yeah, I guess you can kind of see it in the middle there. Well, that's what Justin was telling me, because I talked to Justin Wyman, who does the he used to do the motive videos way back in the day, and then he was
the original GOAT.
Yeah, he was with Storm for a couple of years, and now he's the one that does his company. JWI is the one that he goes around, travels around, and builds all these sets for the PBA, the PWBA, USBC, whatever else.
Yep.
So that's what he was saying, is that he wasn't, because they already have, you can see all the stuff in the background there on the masking units. He said he didn't have to build that for the show.
That's nice.
Marissa Carey dump trucked the field until match play day 2. There were a lot of Brooklyns, but with this pattern, this is that dumb looking speed bump pattern that they had for the US Open. And I guess they had it at the Hoosier, and they had it some other places, but it made it really interesting. But there were a lot of Brooklyns, and the reason that there were a lot of Brooklyns is that if you missed right, like if you got it to 4, or if you, like I was saying during the week or while we were there, it's like if you hit 3, you were getting 3, because it had that strip on the outside where if you gave it any room to the right at all or got it out there early, it was just spinning and not wrinkling.
Weird.
And so the miss was definitely left. And so there were several Brooklyns, because the speed bumps created some really interesting, it was very, very speed sensitive.
You have the tournament on now?
Yeah, I've got it on. It's on my phone. I'm waiting for.
I dig the red and white and blue stars on the tops of the pins.
Yeah, those were really cool.
It's a nice touch.
This pattern, which is pattern 4, favored the higher rev rates. There was kind of a good mix going into that last pattern, but as match play went on, you could very clearly see the lower rev rates were kind of falling to the bottom, and the higher rev rates were climbing.
I'm not familiar with this Marissa Carey.
No, I wasn't either, but she had a 250 pin lead on the field at one point. She was the high qualifier coming out of qualifying, and then she was in first by a long shot. She only fell out of first game 7 of the 3rd round of match play yesterday. Yesterday wasn't a great day for her in match play. She just kind of slowly came back to the field, and then they overtook her, and she couldn't quite get back there. I think it just seemed to be the day. She was just off yesterday in general. I don't think that there was really anything different with the pattern. But the thing is, with those speed bumps, if you tried to shape it or give the ball time to pick up, it picked up too early, because it's still only 22 mils. But if you got too firm with it, it would wiggle and not get through the pins right. So we saw there was a 5-7-10, there were some 5-10s, there were a lot of 7-10s, and so the common, again, there were a good handful of Brooklyns because, again, when you start blowing holes in that pattern, it got really nasty on a couple pairs really quickly. And the miss was definitely left. You did not want to go right at all. So, and they kind of shrugged off Brooklyns. They all kind of knew that they're all playing that. So,
isn't that center a little more high friction too?
They do have HPLs, so that is a little bit higher friction surface. But the thing with the higher rev rates could kind of blend everything out. The lower rev rates, like I felt so bad for Julia Bond because she was in 6th going into match play and then just kind of fell. But you could see the rest of the lower rev rates kind of slowly, outside of Stephanie Zavala, but she had so much. Her friction response was too fast, and so she didn't have the same kind of carry that everybody else did.
Yeah.
So she was kind of the lone rev rate that fell down.
This is honestly the most I've watched of it. I mean, with us camping all weekend and everything, and railing softball, I haven't had a chance to watch any of it. Plus, we golfed over the weekend.
Yeah,
my legs are ate up from bugs.
Oh yeah. I was very chewed up.
Oh yeah, I'm still scratching. Still scratching. Were you wiped on Saturday or on Sunday? I mean,
it wasn't too bad because Angel drove up, and so that gave me a chance to nap a little bit. But yeah, I was.
No!
Shut up!
It's yelling at me.
Yeah, don't demonetize me.
So they're going into a commercial break here. I'm sure everybody that's listening is probably watching, but going into commercial break, and I didn't get a chance to check the score watch right before. Did you see it by chance?
No,
we're terrible.
Going with my hole.
No, terrible sportscasters.
Nobody brought any extra bags.
All right. Now I'm ready to go here.
Look, he's official.
Look out. Finally got it figured out. Just so far behind. I was trying to finish up the Motive announced the Supra clutch today, and I was trying to finish up the review before I came down here. So I'm just, hi, buddy.
Yeah, it's all good. It actually looks
what?
Like ball color wise, everything looks pretty good.
Yeah. Woof.
What is woof?
Who got a tick yesterday and had to be taken to the vet before I went to work today?
Ruh-roh.
We got most of the tick out, and then I'd never seen a tick that deep. And
oh yeah, Abby had a few where we had to do that.
Just we tried to get it out, and we took him in, and it was kind of fine, but
good.
Still had to take him in.
Live scoring from Lane Talk.
Damn.
Yeah, I'd have to pull it up. I'd have to pull it up. We're still at commercial break. They should be coming back here in just a minute.
Got Angel found these for me. She got me a nice bottle of scotch on the Vern special on Friday, but she also found me a Zesty Dreams Nitro Meyer Lemon Blonde Ale from Left Hand Brewing Company.
Sounds tasty.
Enjoying. Show is coming back on. Yeah, that's a cool little drone shot.
It is a cool drone shot. And yeah, they do get a lot of volleyball out there.
The food is the food's really good, and it's crazy cheap too. We kept ordering stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, well, this is only like $9 or $10 or whatever. Yeah, that's on the other side. Outside, we didn't really get outside. We just kind of went bowling, and so there's a bunch of stuff in there, though.
Yeah, it is really, really, really neat.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the guy's name. That's the cook there. He might Rick Miller.
Tim Klepper that's in there would know. He bowls there. He bowls a sport league there. He's up
at one point in time. Rick Miller, I think it's Rick Miller, isn't he? older guy that's like just a killer player when it comes around these parts?
I can't remember.
One of those guys is like the head cook there. And when we ate there for the motive demos, it was good. It was good.
It was good, and the chefs even brought and they're chefs in there, and they even brought the food out to us too. Because I mean, it was kind of slow, but it was great. Every time we got something, it's like, man, this is just dirt cheap, and for what we got for it. And Angel got a big plate of nachos for $15, and then I had a whole ass French toast platter for breakfast with eggs and sausage and whatever else, and that was like $10.
Yeah, Rick. Yeah, Rick Miller. I'm actually jealous. I would love to bowl in a center that nice all the time. Like that would be sweet.
Nope. See,
right,
on the CBS Sports Network.
Yep. Marissa Carey just steps up off a commercial break, just gets out of a 7-10, leaves the 7 only. She is trailing so far by 22.
Yeah, the Ion Pro Solid was about all she used. She did switch to a different ball kind of later in match play blocks if she needed to, but the Ion Pro Solid saw that a lot.
What happened to CBS Sports Network just now?
So
are you getting the rainbow screen that I'm getting?
Oh, yeah, I just got it.
Of course, they're going to cut the commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping back and forth, watching you live, and tornadoes in your state. Yeah, we're going to dodge some naders tonight. That's a big reason why I'm not over there, just in case.
Yeah.
Down in Wichita, I guess they had a wind gust recorded up to over 100 mile an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And that's without the tornado. That's insane. What's going on, guys? How are you? It's been a while. Did I miss anything? Nope, doing great. Hope you're doing well as well.
Yet.
And we haven't missed anything. We're just talking the U.S. Women's Open. We've got it on and kind of live streaming and talking to you guys as we do it. So
yeah, it's
welcome. You're in the current. Yep.
Yeah, it's halfway through the first game. Marissa's down by about 20 pins here. Okay, we're back on. New Hui Fen.
She's down 25. Looks like she split again.
New Hui Fen's got a really good look. So,
oh my gosh!
And this was so crazy. Or it's not that it was crazy. It's just that I have no idea how this show is going to go. Normally, I have a feeling, especially being there in the building, watching everybody bowl. It really depends on, or I guess like I was saying earlier too, that the pattern with it being lighter volume and having the speed bumps, well, everybody was throwing weaker or very shiny stuff. Like, I mean, that's what New Hui Fen is throwing a phase 2, but it is a freaking mirror. I mean,
that thing is shiny. Yeah.
So they did that to have some strength to kind of blend the speed bumps, but it also pushed a little bit of oil. So even if a ball's not necessarily creating carry down every single time the ball goes down the lane, it's pushing the oil off the end of the pattern. And so as the middle part of the lane started to transition, the back part of the lane got softer and got slower. And so that made the speed sensitivity even worse. Generally, it's and something that's really interesting is that most sport patterns start off more difficult, and as they break down, they get easier. This one went the opposite direction. We saw the bigger scores on the fresh, and then they got lower and lower throughout the blocks. So this one I would look to see again. That's about the only thing that I can say here is I think that 230, 240 is going to be the winning number. The first 2 games, I think 220 wins it game 3, and it might only take 220 to win the championship. I think
that Ion Pro Solid is pretty shiny too.
And everybody was throwing it. Liz Johnson shot 298 with one. Every single SPI bowler, and they even said it on Bowl TV, that it looks really good. And there was even some joking with some of the other pros that had kind of stuck around and weren't they didn't make it through the match, or they didn't make it through qualifying or the round of 36 or whatever, and they kind of they kind of were joking around with some of the USB-C people. It's like, yeah, you might want to test that one. You might want to test that one. But they were saying, no, it's good. It's like, no, it's definitely legal, but it's just very, very good.
Shout out to my wife. She ordered me one for Father's Day. So.
Yeah, so you'll get to find out. I'm going to try to finagle my way into one too. That's pretty good.
I can't wait to put some holes in that one and throw it. I unfortunately have not touched a bowling ball in like 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm finally starting to get healed up though. Like my finger issue I was dealing with is finally going away. So that's a shitty break there.
That's the thing right there is if you got a little bit firm with your speed, it wouldn't see it. But then as soon as you tried to slow down or roll a little bit, it'd do that. It would pick up and move. And poor Marissa, I mean, she had an absolute chokehold on this tournament until the next to last game last night.
Yeah, that sucks.
And she just had a bad, for whatever reason, I don't think it was any ball rate. She just wasn't sharp. She wasn't as sharp yesterday as she was the day before, definitely.
Especially when you're bowling these kind of patterns, obviously that's going to make a big difference too. So, that's a cool. Is that a mix? What is that?
I can't remember.
Or is that a nice? That's a
Angel,
nice.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Angel is that it's a, and she was really, she's like, oh, I like that. What is that?
That's sweet.
But, yeah, poor Marissa, because she had this thing. She had a freaking chokehold on this thing, and then just slowly. And it's hard to impress on people who are they're watching this show. It's hard to impress how long it was. I mean, because they're having 8-game blocks, and when you get into, it's just one 8-game block for qualifying, but then you have the round of 36, so it's 8 games in the morning, and then you have 8 if you make match play, then it's 8 games at night, and then it's 8 games in the morning and 8 games at night.
Yeah.
And so it's just, even as a spectator sitting in the stands, it's long. And it's like going and bowling one of the, when Waswo has the 8 gamers on Labor Day or the holidays or whatever. It's like bowling one of those in the morning and then taking a break and bowling another one at night.
No, thank you.
Or 2 days in a row. And having to, on stuff that's this brutal, and having to deal with that. So New Wei Finn's going to win this first game. Marissa just kind of ran out of steam, and it really sucks because if she would have at least hung on to the top seed or even the second seed, then she guarantees herself finishing up a lot higher in the money. Which I think 5th place this week was $1,200 or $12,000 or $13,000. I think it's 13. So I think it goes 60, 30, 22, 17, 13. So she's going to make 13 grand for this. But if she'd have just held on to that top spot, one game when they get nasty, see what happens. And Marissa generally, I think that was the other thing too, is when everybody else was starting to struggle with the transition, she really didn't. So I think this seeding thing, if she would have been the top seed, I think that she would have had a really strong chance to win. But
does she bowl the tour full time?
I'm not sure. I don't even
shouldn't
remember.
Say full time considering they only bowl like 8 events, but does she bowl every stop is where I should say.
I'd have to look her up because I've heard the name before. I've seen her name show up on regionals and other things. So I hadn't seen her bowl before. I knew who she was, but I hadn't seen her bowl before. And she's one of those that's fun to watch because she doesn't try to do anything special. She just gets up there and tries to knock the pins down.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm still wiped from the weekend, so don't mind me. I promise I'm not bored.
Yeah.
I want Crystal to win, but Jordan was still locked in all week and finished so strong. I actually really like Crystal Elliott. I like her game a lot. I think Luke and I have actually discussed that on this program before, how much we like her game. So I would be all in for that.
Well, and Crystal,
she absolutely shits on it.
They both kind of climbed up again. Like I said, if you look at where the placement after the round of 36 versus the final standings, all the rev rates, it was pretty peppered throughout. It was pretty even. All the rev rates throughout match play moved to the top outside of Stephanie Zavala.
Yeah.
And her shape through the pins. where a lot of other people, the lower rev rates, again, couldn't get their ball to see the lane right at all.
Oh, okay. She was Rookie of the Year last year. Shows you how much I follow along. She has bowled every stop so far.
She was a rookie in the Crystal Elliott was Rookie of the Year last year.
Yeah, same. I thought Crystal Elliott was.
Marissa just joined the PWBA last year. My pickles. What you doing, pigs? Use his nice pigs. I know, hi, pigs.
Oh, I read that totally wrong. Holy smokes.
That's what I was saying.
Maybe I need to have another beer.
We talking about Buck?
Woo.
Here's Crystal.
I'm sorry, Tim.
I wish I could see this. Crystal is ridiculously personable. She's got a little bit of Jennifer Lawrence going on. She's just kind of like, she can like turn on the charm and then just be kind of silly and goofy and fun and whatever else. And
for Indiana Tech, interesting.
Buck, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's your tail attached to you. Don't bite it.
Is that a popular bowling school, Indiana Tech? Because this might be the first time I've heard of it. Because some of those small schools you just don't know. There's so many bowling programs out there now that there could be some players that are really good from some of these that I just don't know. There she is. She's got like 97 ear piercings.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive. I never realized that. She's got her ear pierced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 times on one side.
Yeah, she's got like 9. Yeah, she's got 9 or 10 on the left. And
don't let my daughter see that because then she'd want it. We had to, it was like pulling teeth to get her to let her have 2. She's got 2 on one. Like you and I both have 1 on each side, or 1, but she's now got the next to it.
I got 2. I need to change my hoops out.
I've had mine done since I was like 16, I think, is when I got them done. All right, is it Snodgrass that's up next? Jordan?
Jordan, I think, is number 2.
I just seen her practicing. That's the only reason why I said that.
Yeah.
So it's Crystal, isn't it?
She jumped up. Crystal, I think, is the 2 seed. Or no, maybe Lauren Russo was second. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting Lauren Russo was in this too.
Mm-hmm.
God, she, in my opinion, it's my favorite PWBA player is Lauren Russo. I love watching her throw it. Somebody asked us in here earlier who our favorite is. I love watching her throw it, and not that she's like the best player out there, just her physical game from top to bottom is just so good. I mean, just watching her on repeat, she just does the same thing over and over again. Yeah, Crystal's next. I mean, it makes sense. She came out of McKendree. No, yeah, was it McKendree she went to school?
Mm-hmm.
Lauren Russo? Yeah, it was McKendree, right? Back when, what's her name was still there? Coaching before she left?
Lauren. I know that Crystal was a O'Keefe product, whether she started there and then followed him to Jackson.
Lauren Russo's an O'Keefe product too.
Mm-hmm.
But she wasn't a Russo at the time.
Yeah.
She was what,
Lauren,
Pate, right?
Lauren Pate. Yep, she's Nick's sister.
That's right. Nick Pate. All the women's tour makes me excited for the men's tour to come back up just to give us more professional bowling.
Mm-hmm.
I've caught bits and pieces of the women's tour this year. I know Amanda, my wife, likes to watch it when she can, but
yeah,
I thought our girl was going to have a chance there for a bit. Old Valerie, I got excited when you told me that.
Yeah, she was throwing it really well, but again, she kind of fell into that. She does, get some revs on it, but she just the rev rate limit, like it kind of stopped at because Liz Culkin can get after it a little bit too, but she still doesn't have New Hui Fin or Marissa or Crystal or Jordan type of revs.
Daria. Yeah. No, that's another one I'd have to say. And we talked about this before too, Luke, is Valerie would be another one that I really love to watch bowl.
Valerie's got one of the best games I've ever seen out of anybody, period. It's just, if you haven't seen Valerie Bercier throw a shot, you probably ought to look that up.
Oh, yeah, you're missing out. Jordan shot 258 last game to jump from
Yeah.
Lauren first. Okay. There it is. Yeah, so it's Crystal Elliott now. New Hui Fin. Winner of that takes on Lauren Russo. Winner of that takes on Snodgrass.
Yeah, Crystal and Lauren were the 1-2, but they got a really awful pair in that game. That the position round game was like 170 to 168. And so Jordan shot 250. She was 50 pins back of the number. And so we thought that Lauren and Crystal were just bowling for top seed, but that pair was rough. And so Jordan jumped him.
She's got the new high road in her hand.
Saw a lot of the high road 40s too, because that was a nice blend of the core letting the ball get down the lane, but that cover is kind of mid strength. It's the Equinox cover, so it's not. Yeah, and you want to talk about somebody that really throws it good? She's just disgusting. Are we still practicing here, or are we actually? Okay.
Yeah, they're practicing. Yeah, they're practicing. Oh yeah, Crystal Elliott. Yeah, she does it really good.
Rob Gotchel. I don't know who the guy in the red shirt is. Robin is the tournament director that's standing next to the red shirt. Mama's home puppies.
I could see Crystal winning this match.
New Boy Finn really turned it on later. She found something that worked out. So this one, again, I can't. If I was betting, I would just not bet on any of these matches because I literally cannot tell you. Normally, I have a feeling or I have some insight or some whatever. And again, especially from being there, seeing it, I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, she just threw a really good game though against Marissa. So I mean, she's already. I guess you could go advantage her considering she's already got a look on the pair on TV.
That might be another thing that I was kind of trying to think through this. I think that it might be an advantage to be a lower seed because coming on fresh and then trying to catch up to the little dumb things that this pattern did as a transition could be tricky.
So, did they bowl in this pattern during all of match play?
Yeah, they kind of work it like the Open where they have the different patterns for each qualifying block, and then this one was for the round of 36, and then all 3 rounds of match play in the TV show. So
she grabbed the wrong high road 40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know this is another one I might have to put some holes in.
Yeah, it's still the wrong high road 40. Yeah, Angel really likes the look of this. I think I'd like it too. That cover is quite a bit better than I had thought it was going to be on the Equinox. It kind of scared me the way they were talking about it, but it's been a really good cover.
The color's pretty too.
Yeah,
good looking ball. What's the sin on it?
It looks like the Teal 30.
What's the sin on the Ion Pro Solid?
That's like a blueberry. It looks like blueberry crumble or something.
What about the high road?
Did
you end up eating anything?
Do you know what the cover or the scent is on the high road?
Uh-uh.
02.
I think it's another 30 cent.
Crystal with an 8 spare in her first frame. Looks like she probably tugged that first one, I think.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This pattern was not, if you were just trying to hit the pocket, not difficult. I mean, difficult for the average bowler, not difficult overall for them, but getting the ball, hitting the pocket and getting the ball through the pins the right way at the same time was crazy.
New just got away with one there, I think. It looked like she maybe stuck because she just didn't like it when she let it go, and the ball just shoved.
Yeah, she put it in the right spot though. And like I said, to hit the pocket, they did have a nice little window. If they got it between like 8 and 11 and didn't like grab it or launch it, generally they were okay. And she's got enough rev rate to where they were able to get it to pick up from like 5 or 6. So they
see
had
that.
So again, hitting the pocket was not difficult.
This pattern looks rough.
It is not fun, and that one was a definite tug. The last one, she just kind of she hit the right spot on the lane, but
And just so you know, this is what it feels like a team event for USBC. It feels very similar to that. Just go by looking at it. I'm curious to see what the graph looks like when it comes out for
nationals.
Yeah, I am curious to see what it looks like, especially team event. I kind of have an idea what it looks like for singles and doubles, but team event, I'm curious to see.
Pineapple apple crisp for the High Road 40.
Not a pineapple guy, but you know what? Give her a sniff. Oh, shove. Good shot.
Blueberry donut for the Ion Pro Solid, and it.
Okay, I'm gonna smell it all.
Strong ones.
I'm gonna sit there and just smell it before I throw a shot every time. I'm actually really excited about that ball. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that ball is going to be a really good look at Royal Crest on their house shot.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. Like I said, I'm going to try to get one too because I think it might be the best tour ASIM that we've had yet. Like it's really ridiculously impressive.
Yeah, it looks good. How long until we see this pattern at Nationals? It wouldn't shock me if the pattern at Nationals on team event looks similar.
Mm-hmm.
I could see there being speed bumps in the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't bowled yet, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I'll see because the Black Hammer is going to be my first ball out of the bag for team. Yeah, and see that's just so tricky because that shot right there, she just didn't quite catch it like she did the last shot. But it was so speed sensitive, and it's not just speed sensitive. It's just if you don't catch it, it doesn't read, which is just. And they paid max penalty for just about everything too.
Yeah, it appears that way because every time she hit the head pin there, but it's still split.
Yeah, and this is the tricky kind of in between where they did start eventually playing the carry down and just kind of jamming it. And that's why I think the higher rev rates had the better look of it because they could just keep it tighter to the head pin and kind of jam it. But they had the rev rate to get the ball to shape the right way off the end of the pattern once it came off of it. The lower rev rates just didn't.
Yeah, Tim, I would not be shocked if we when we get to comes time to see this pattern for Nationals patterns that the team event pattern would have the speed bump. Jess, did you not have a good time in Baton Rouge? I take it.
Yeah. See that right there? They don't have any range finders, but that's like 10 break point, 9, 10, something like that.
I enjoyed bowling Nationals this year. I'm gonna make some money, so we're good.
Is that an original high road?
I think so. I couldn't tell.
So now she's throwing. Let me see here. No, that might be maybe a lightning blackout. There's a chilly Jilly back there because she's cold as ice.
Oh, see what he did there. It's got to go. It went. Holy crap! Yeah, this looks a lot like the pattern for team event, just by looking at ball reaction.
Yeah, see that one you would almost think it's like, okay, that one's a little wide, but again, it was tricky because it felt like watching like that one's like, oh, that one's wide. Oh, wait, it pulled up. But if that last one on the left lane, she got a little firm with, and it was inside further, and it just never saw it. So it was very interesting.
Sorry, what Jess said was pretty good.
Ball. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see what he said?
I shot my IQ.
That was good. That's got a shove. Wow. Yeah.
Like 5 seconds behind you because she's just now releasing the ball. And
that one was going to. I'll be quiet. I'll give it like 3 seconds after she lets it go to say anything.
Oh, it's fine. I think and this, like I said, coming on and trying to figure this pair out, even though the oncoming bowler gets practice shots, New Hui Fen knows exactly what's going on because she's
Oh, yeah.
throwing competition shots and practice shots are two different animals. If you're just throwing the ball up there and it doesn't matter what happens, you're just trying to get loose and take a look at the pair. But as soon as you start trying to throw competition shots, it's a different story.
It's a different animal. All right, mixed drink time. I had a pre-made mixed drink sitting next to me after my little whiskey. Yep, that's tasty. That's tasty.
I'm not sure
Oh,
WBA really needs like a Caitlin Clark type of, and like I don't think that Caitlin Clark is like significantly better than most of the other women in the WNBA. I don't think Crystal is significantly better, but she's a player. She's one of those you better watch out because she's. And again, she's just a rookie last year, and I think she's going to do some, as long as the PWBA exists.
yeah, I agree with that. She's throwing. That's an IQ. That's an IQ.
I think it's a lightning blackout, but we'll have to see.
No, it says IQ on the side of it.
Oh, okay. That doesn't look like an IQ. Is that an IQA? That would have to be an IQAI then.
Yeah, it said IQ real big on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't need to bring in the Caitlin Clark debates on this because boy, you'll upset some people over that.
Yeah, I really don't care about that one.
You know what though? She's just one of those generational athletes. It's just a freak.
Yeah,
and I don't know. It's going to be hard for the PWBA to find something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look how long it took for the WNBA to find something like that, and they don't even know what to do with it when they have it. So
yeah. I mean, I don't think that Caitlin Clark could play with the guys, but she could piss some of them off.
She could piss them off. She could shoot. I mean, she could shoot.
Yeah, and I think she shoots well enough that I think that she could be, one of those. It would take some work and she just doesn't have the size. The guys would knock her around, but at the same time, I think that she would surprise a lot of them and piss them off. She's not good enough to make an NBA roster, but she's good enough to embarrass some of them on social media in like a practice game or something.
And I think it's just because her game is just not physical enough. She can get in there. She's open. She can bang shots. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
I mean, she's just not physical enough to get inside and beat around on those dudes. So
they would be able to shut her down. I mean, relatively shut her down if they just got up in her face. But she would still be able to drain some of them 30-footers. I
don't even think they'd have to double her. I really don't. Yeah, I don't think they'd even have to double her. Really, I don't. But she can bank shots, man. I'll give her that. Nico asked you a question here. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, using a halo during the three round of qualifying. What about the ball would make it work on those patterns? Well, I'd have to look at that third pattern. It might have had some more volume on it. The first three patterns, I know that day 2 was flat. I don't remember looking at those other patterns. It might have been higher volume or whatever. I'd have to take a look.
I don't think I've actually seen the patterns. I've seen this one, a pre-show.
Oil pattern 3. 48 feet, 27 mils. Fire. So yeah, it's fairly. Yeah, it was. God, that pattern was nasty.
And they are using fire, you said?
They were using fire in this one in particular. So yeah, it's 48 feet for the pattern 3, and it's flat. So that's probably why she was using something stronger like that.
Oh, I am bowling Sunday, by the way.
Talking to Lauren.
After playing in a golf tournament this Saturday when it's going to be 95 degrees. Not sure I'm going to be up for it on Sunday. You want to be my sub?
Lauren's freaking hilarious too.
Yeah, she is funny.
It's kind of they were bringing a lot of levity too. You could tell that some of them were going through it, and it was a grind for every single one of them. But it still, there was one time that because Matt Russo, her husband, was back there, ball repping for her the whole time, and there was several times where they were talking about something, and then she would go up and do it, and it wouldn't work out, and she would come back and just glare daggers at him. And then one time she came back, and Mike Wolf was another one of the B7 reps was coming back. He talked to Matt for a second, and so then Lauren marched herself back there and said, "Do you have any ideas? Because this dipshit thinks I should be playing 18." And she was frustrated, but she wasn't mad. It's just kind of funny that, I mean, she's kind of a firecracker.
This dipshit thinks I should be playing 18, but I'm trying to tell him he's wrong.
So funny. It was so funny, and they all got a good chuckle out of it. She was frustrated because she didn't quite have a look, but there were other people successfully playing third or fourth arrow. They were still trying to feel things out. They ended up migrating just a little bit right of that for the most part, but you will see, I would be surprised if Lauren was not playing 18 when she gets on there. She might be a little bit right. It depends on how bad the pair gets. And the higher end was definitely more favorable. That was something else that Matt got on the Bowl TV live stream for a minute, and he said her scores were definitely higher on the higher end. There's 32 lanes there, and the championship pattern is, or the finals pattern is 25 and 26. So, and generally, like I said, we camped out on 9 and 10, and yeah, the scores on the high end were definitely higher than the scores on the low end, barring a few games at the beginning of the squads.
Interesting. Crystal's a no grip girl. She on no grips. Goes conventional. I wonder why that is. I would be curious to know.
Yeah. All right, I got another nitro. Tropical Mango and Guava. Another left-hand brewing company that I got to try. And this is a nitro, so as soon as
don't forget, I still have your beers.
Yeah, I know. There's a couple of these in there, and so I'm like, nobody's going to want Tropical Mango and Guava and Meyer Lemon Blonde Ale. I forgot that Angel had stuck those in there, and so I'm like, well, I kind of want those back.
Did you have a mark? No, I'm getting them for you. I've got them for you.
Yeah, that's why I sent you something.
Yeah. Did you have any of the margarita? Oh, goodbye. Oh my gosh, I'm just
I had the margarita. That was good.
We made some more on Sunday, but we bought her dad just to go over there real quick, drop some stuff off.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. I've got some nice. We bought the 1800 premix.
Yeah,
that was way better than the stuff we had the day before.
Okay, well, the other thing was that Randy had said it's like, yeah, it wasn't freezing because I put too much alcohol in there.
It's because he did, yes.
Yeah, but you could see on that last shot, New Way Finn almost got it out into that three count zone. It wiggled. So
yeah, that's why I was like, whoa, she got 9 out of that.
Best sound in beer. Nitro can being opened.
I don't know about that. It's just any beer sound.
Yeah.
I got a Snapchat from Bruce today that the Busch Light Lime, he bought some. And they said it is good. It is as good as advertised. Man, can't put everything together. Yeah, that is an IQ.
Yeah,
that's got to be that
IQ AI. Yeah, because there's no other IQ that's that sharp. All right, gotta get all the frothy.
Kind of want one of those too.
Need more mini beers.
Those are like, dude, are those not good?
Mm-hmm.
I know. It tastes just like a beer.
High quality.
H2O.
Norseman Brewing Company, by the way. That's really good. Mango and guava.
She got a hit. Norseman Brewing Company.
Yeah,
missed that place. I wish they would have kept on the menu the tomato soup. What else? Tomato soup and yes.
Tomato
so
soup
good.
grilled cheese combo was good.
That and the loaded potato soup that they did was solid.
Yeah. Then they people really like the lobster bisque too. But seeing as how he's my brother, I can get some of the recipes for some of this stuff. I think. Whoops.
Oh, probably. Well, let's copycat it.
All right, Lauren
Just a
Russo.
double. Well, let's just see it. Yes, she doubles.
Crystal is losing, and yeah, that was oh,
Yeah, as I was letting.
she's
I was
crossing
waiting.
right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
trip those fours and slap
Yeah.
those. Somebody
yeah,
can finish it for me.
because she's loose, and
See, but
yeah.
New just keeps getting away with that. She goes split on those last two, which she could have easily done just then. It's a different ballgame right now.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see what happens here. Why am I so far ahead of you?
I don't know. Mine says it's live.
Mine is live. I'm just on YouTube TV is all on my computer. Yeah. Oh, she barely made that. Yeah, that IQ or that's got to be an ice. I think that's an ice. Not
Yeah,
an
it's
IQ.
nice.
That's cool. Kind of like that color. It's like a salmon-y.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, green's my favorite color. So those green and black on that ball is pretty.
Yeah.
I actually think it's done, isn't it?
It's
done.
Well, it depends. Yeah, she
strikes. It's done.
So
Sorry.
she has to. It's basically count then, because she has to fill 8. She has to get 8 total in the next 2. So yeah, it's basically over.
Yeah, she's got it.
Which kind of sucks for Crystal.
Yeah, because I was hoping to watch her another game.
Mm-hmm.
9 pins to shutout.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she just got it there. So
yeah, I figured she was gonna. Yep, 9 pins.
She's gonna be tough to beat. She's got to look, and she's got to look with 2 different balls, one on each lane. So she's gonna looks like she's pulling out another IQ AI. This one looks like it might have some more surface on it than the other one. Oh yeah, it definitely has more surface.
Yep, just for a little bit more blend. I don't think this is going to look very good, though.
It did.
Mm.
All right. Bold for the first time on Sports Pattern 2025 PBA Scorpion for the Ball League. I did so bad. 138 average. Oh, well.
Yeah, I never got around to talking to you. I fell asleep we had such a long weekend. I was going to talk to him on the way home from Lincoln last night. I just fell asleep, and so I'll talk to you. Maybe I can work it in tomorrow, TJ. I'm hoping to talk to you before you bolt on that, but now we'll have something to talk about.
Yeah, there you go. So
I'm talking about what went wrong.
So I'm bowling there tomorrow for a sports sweeper. How badly do you think a week of U.S. Open Women's Open patterns will affect them?
Yeah.
They're probably really going to affect them unless they run a separate lane machine for that. They're going to probably play pretty funky. Did you guys mention she's going for 3 titles in a row? No, we did not actually. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I honestly don't think I realized that.
Well,
so
it's
Nico,
just
that's why you're here.
Like Lee Jane Sin won half the titles last year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She did. She just was a monster. She made good money last year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How many of those were majors last year?
2. I think she got 2 majors.
So those are worth what? 120 total for both of them? Is it 60,000 for all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Or for all their majors?
Yeah.
Old TJ, it'll be just as long as you had fun. That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
They can't all be winners.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going into the match against Lauren Russo. Lauren's rev rate is lower. I'm still betting on New Wei Fen here, and that's again just she's been on the lanes. She's locked in. She's throwing it good, and it looks like she's doing just fine. I think Lauren's going to have some of this. She's going to have a very similar game to what Crystal had. She's going to have one or two get too much of the head pin, and then one or two be a little too light. She's probably going to shoot about 2-teen, and I think New Wei Fin is just locked in. I think she's going to be in control of the match probably the whole time.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Good evening, guys. Watching PWBA US Open. Love the tournament, but not sure why the champ gets the green jacket like the winning masters in golf. Yeah, it's a great question.
They do that for the guys, too.
Yeah, they do it for the guys, but it's – I don't know. I think you would think that they would do it for the men's masters. That'd be the one to do it for. But I don't know. 110,000 to the U.S. Open was 60,000 at tour, 50,000. Okay.
And I don't know what that translates to in whatever currency they use in Singapore, or I can't remember where Lee Jane's from.
Yeah.
Singapore, Malaysia. I think it's
isn't it?
Singapore. I'm probably wrong though.
So yeah, I thought it was Tanya Rumpmeyer, or however you say her name.
No,
Highlights.
She's from Malaysia, so I had it right the second time.
Malaysia. Should never go with your gut. That's what they always say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Only needs its own jacket. I'm thinking beer color. It smells like Marlboro Reds. This isn't NASCAR.
The other really weird thing is how people look on TV versus when you see them in person. Like Diana Zavjalova is significantly taller than she seems like she is. Like she's almost as tall as Danielle McEwen, who we're watching right here. She's very tall.
How tall is Danielle McEwen? She don't look that tall.
Danielle is very tall. She's 5'10", probably. Now, Hope Gramley is exactly as tall as you think she is. She's just obviously tall. Danielle's 5'8", 5'9", 5'10". She's really tall, and Diana's every bit as tall as she is. Ashley Galante is tiny.
Like short?
Very short, because she was kind of hanging out because Dasha was bowling match play, and Dasha and Ashley are really good friends.
Yeah.
And so she hopped up on the bleachers and was sitting kind of close to us for a little while. And I'm like, man, that really looks like Ashley, but it doesn't look like Ashley. And it's like, yes, okay, that's Ashley. She's just tiny.
Like shorter than me?
Yeah. She probably not even 5 feet. If she's 5 feet, she's barely 5 feet.
Man, I got her by a mile then.
Yeah, and Tim mentioned the Asian players were taller. Shayna Ung and New Wei Fin particularly are taller than you think they are. Just looking at them, they're both like 5'7", 5'8". So,
what do they feed these women?
I don't know.
Whatever they fed them, I need some of it. There's moments of the
Julia
decade. I was
Bond,
wondering what we're doing.
yeah.
There.
Julia Bond is also very short. Yeah, Ashley and Julia. I thought Ashley would be taller than Julia. Julia's very, very small too. She's 5'0", 5'1". She's a little bit shorter than Angel is.
Oh, Ashley's a little. She's a little.
Ashley's
Italiano.
about the same size.
Galante's a little Italiano, so she's going to be a little thing. We stick together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because your mom's Italian, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And she's really the one single time I've seen her.
She's short.
Yeah.
Yes. She's like 5 foot nothing. My grandma's like 4'8" or 4'9", something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was blessed with the height. Proud of it, you know. Couldn't even get to average height in my life. Just below average on everything.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's one thing.
Mhm.
We won't go there.
Yeah. 3 inches in, 19 inches out.
Oh, demonetized. Oh man. I think Ashley and Julie are both saying like, yeah. I think
Yeah, they're both
actually is their height listed on the PWBA
pretty
website?
tiny.
Just out of curious. Obviously, their weight's not going to be shown, but is
Yeah, I know,
their
right?
height on there?
Possibly. Bond should be right up at the top.
Just curious. It feels like these
No,
commercials are
no,
like the longest commercials of all time.
Yeah. What's really funny though is Julie is exactly 2 weeks younger than our daughter, so she's getting ready for the big 3-0 next year. Don't want to out her or anything, but
Don't want to out her.
yeah.
Well, you just did. So
Yeah, God, when we had Dave and I just unfortunately screwed the pooch when we had Sandra Gongora on, because she's 40-ish and she doesn't look. She's one of those that fell right in with the PWBA got canceled in 2003 or something, and so it ended right before she got out there. And she looks a whole lot younger than she is. And there's a lot of people that if they're not watching TV, they may not know who she is. And so that's what we were kind of talking to her about that. And she's the one that she has kind of her own clothing line with Coolwick or whatever. And she designed the dream dress and whatever else. And we just kept harping on her age a little bit too much.
there's no way she's that old.
Sandra Gongora is like 40.
No way.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like Clara Guerrero is like 45 or something.
See, I knew she was older than most of them out there.
She was actually out there, I think, for a couple of years beforehand. Let me see if Sandra Gongora is on.
Well, she was bowling some of the men's stuff when they were allowed to open it up. When they started allowing the women to bowl with the guys. Like her.
Yeah. Sandra Gongora is 39.
See, she doesn't. You don't age her yet. Don't say she's.
Yeah, I know, because she doesn't look anything. Clara is our age. She's me and Angel's age. She's 43.
You just aged yourself too.
Mm-hmm. Ashley Galante is 36. Now I'm just gonna out all. I'm gonna piss them all off.
Here we go. They'll never come on our show now.
Just get on and tell everybody exactly how old every single one of them are, and that's great. You're really happy.
Well, it says it on the website, though, right?
Yeah, it says it on the website, but I'm pulling it up and pointing it out. So, Lauren Pate. Yep, there's one of them that went through it. She is playing a little bit right of 18. Matt Russo, dipshit, confirmed. She's going over 15. But yeah, you get a little firm with your speed, and the placement down lane is fine. The speed was just a little firm.
Yeah. All right.
Working on manipulating the ball, struggling with coming up the back of the ball. Any tips for getting up the back of the ball? I would have to see the way that you throw it. But generally, it's from, kind of rolling over the top of it a little bit. So I would say, and anytime you do anything different, I would say when you're trying to learn something, everybody says to exaggerate it. So if you, yes, I would like.
What?
Food later.
Oh. I take it you didn't eat dinner yet. There's a Brooklyn.
No, haven't eaten yet.
I figured we just do the U.S. Open show because it takes us our 2 hours.
Yeah. We'll just do this, and this will be just fine. And but yeah, nobody really cared about the Brooklyns because it was everybody was playing to miss that direction. So if you got a Brooklyn, you got a Brooklyn, and they didn't care.
She's sitting there doing her own score. Interesting. By
Mhm.
hand. Uh-oh. I'll say that was a good shot. It looked like it was left, though.
She was
be
throwing
quiet
the
after.
trouble, she was throwing the troublemaker yesterday. But yeah, that's really direct. I think that's probably more direct than she wanted it, though.
She does throw it really good.
I would expect to see her give it a little bit more room.
Pretty good. All right.
Yeah, she's got one of those super crazy versatile games to where she can play really straight or get inside pretty deep if she wants to. She can do just about anything that she wants to do.
Yeah, her physical game's really good.
Yeah, see, that's one of those. So on that lane the last time, it went through it, and that one she got it up the lane a little bit, and it tipped too much.
Say it definitely was up the lane.
Yeah. And that's just, it was just, I really, really liked this pattern though, because it felt fair.
Yeah.
It was difficult and it pushed them, but you could see very clearly if they made good shots, they were rewarded. If they didn't, they ran into problems. And it was kind of like the golf US Open. If you kept it in the fairway, you were fine. If you got into the rough, you were in trouble.
That was a great U.S. Open, by the way. I enjoyed the heck out of that.
Yeah, it was, and I thought, I was talking to James a little bit about it, and it's like, sometimes it's like, why do things have to be so punishing? But it's the U.S. Open. So, I mean, it's like, why do they have to have the rough so fluffy that if somebody catches a bad break or something, then it's just going to cost them 2 strokes? But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, you just better stay in the fairway then. You just play it safe.
Yeah. In my opinion, that is one sport where the golfers, the pro golfers, are truly just flat out the best players in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys can literally do anything.
Yeah, Christian, I had made mention of this on my Discord today when we were talking about it. I had the one thing that I had thought was that it might be better for the lower seeds to run the ladder, getting on the lanes and knowing what's going on. So I think Lauren's cooked at this point, because that just, again, she gave it a little bit more room and it just never saw it. But I think she's playing a little bit too direct and a little too firm. But this was the problem that I saw with the lower rev rates throughout, is that they couldn't get the ball to see the lane right at all. They needed to roll it to get it through the pins the right way, but also get it down the lane at the same time, which was difficult. I think she's just being a little too firm right now.
I'm going to do a turbo.
Turbo X.
Ugh. That was not good.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. But at this point, this is one of those things that you just make the decision to go with it. I don't know how many times I saw them, like if they were close to a cut or close to a number, they just would. It's like, well, you make the adjustment and make the shot. If you think you need to do something and you just kind of drag it out a few frames, you're probably going to screw yourself. You just got to do what you think you need to do.
I'm sorry, but I don't think anybody beats New tonight.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, side roll, the ball's either gonna sail through the spot or it's gonna lock up and turn sideways. So yeah, getting a little bit of the back of it's gonna be a thing.
Man.
Just try to exaggerate getting up the back of it, and you'll probably end up somewhere in the middle.
Man, it just seems like every time she's got a chance to 2-8-10 or 2-10, she just gets away with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's, again, like I said, the higher rev rates tended to break out of that stuff. They didn't get penalized as much as the lower rev rates did.
That's oops, doubled. Got it.
Yeah, Jordan, this one's good. I had thought that Lauren may not. And New Hui Fin, they made a comment of that, but she keeps throwing straight at the 2-8, and she keeps sparing them. Because Emil had made a point of that on the live stream yesterday when we got home, and I was watching the third. It's like, yeah, she just picked up 2 of those in a row throwing plastic, and Sydney Brummett was kind of impressed. And it's like, yeah, catching, you have to be very, very accurate to pick up a pin with a sleeper going straight at it.
Yeah, that's tough. That is tough for sure.
So what remains to be seen here is New Hui Fen going to have, is she going to retain this look the next game? And is Jordan going to have something to work with? Because this is a complete coin flip as far as I'm concerned going into the next game, because they do kind of similar things.
I'm gonna have to go with New, just because she's been there when it comes to seeing it for 3 games before this. So
yeah,
I'll have to go with her. I like that experience coming off. That's why, like you're saying, the lower seeds. It's the same way in the PBA. It's just you just get more and more comfortable each game the longer you can survive.
Yeah,
and I think that just makes you harder out at that point. But we'll see. This match isn't over yet, pretty much, but it's not over yet. We're getting there. I think that's been the key to News so far. Is she's throwing good shots and struck a lot, but she stayed away from a lot of splits.
yeah, she's staying out of trouble.
Staying out of trouble, you're going to win games.
Yep. Yeah, especially on this, because like you've already seen with Lauren, it doesn't take much to cause problems, to cause major problems.
Correct. Yes. Well, side note, New beat Jordan in the Rock and Roll Open. In the event, Jordan averaged over 251.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe Jordan's looking for a little revenge. If there's one tournament I'd rather have the revenge in, it would be the U.S. Open. But and I'd rather win the U.S. Open than I would the Rock and Roll Open.
Yeah.
But then again, you want to win all of them, so it doesn't matter. But that's one we haven't really heard from or seen much of here anymore is Danielle McEwen. His game is so good, but you just don't hear about her anymore.
Yeah, she did make match play, but again, the lower rev rates just didn't. She just couldn't get it to work out. So she had a good week, but
poor Jess. This game from Marissa is bringing back bad memories of Baton Rouge. Either not enough or way too much, and the line between is too minuscule.
Yeah, I've got a plan for nationals. So we're going to see, because last year I didn't strike from. So I think my last strike when I got into team, I think I struck in the 7th or 8th frame of the first game, and then I didn't strike again until the 3rd or 4th frame of the 3rd game. So,
all right. Coming back out of break here.
Yeah, that's the other thing, Nico. That's the other thing they were talking about, is that this is Jordan's best shot at a major. Yep. When you're not even halfway through the game and you're already down by 61, it's just like, yeah, we're just gonna. It kind of loosens you up, because it's like, well, I don't have anything to lose here.
Inch 10 pins.
That's pretty solid. Yeah.
10 pins. Yeah. I think that switch to that turbo wasn't the right call.
Well, and this is the other thing too, is that watching Julia, she went through her entire bag like twice and tried all kinds of different things, and she just never could get the ball to consistently see the lane the right way to really get anything accomplished. She'd make a change and she'd strike for a shot or two, and then it just wasn't anything consistent. I said she could hit the pocket. Yeah, Lauren's done.
Yeah, she just whiffed that 10. She's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and her battling injuries the last couple of years would make sense, though. Daniel McEwen, that is. Sorry.
Yeah, I think this is one of those things that Lauren already knows the game's over, so she's just like, whatever.
She looks like her and Matt are going to go back and have a fight later.
Yeah, she looked like that the entire week. Yeah, she's definitely she's just a frickin' bulldog.
Not like I'm like encouraging. Oh, that's gone.
Yeah,
Not like I'm encouraging mothers or wives and husbands to go fight. But see, there's another reason right there. That ball's gone from the minute it left her hand, and she still ends up with makeable spare.
Yep, there's that wiggle zone.
Dead on arrival.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you got it out there, it just, four board. Goodbye.
Wow. Wait to see the spare.
Yep.
When it's your night, man. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that salmon colored ice is sick.
Yep.
All right, we can have some filler time here. We can look at least answer some questions while we're waiting on this because that match is over.
Yeah, this is just not remotely close.
No, not at all.
We're rooting for Lauren to shoot 150 at this point. Did you got it?
I would like to see Snodgrass win tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I would, but news is going to be tough, man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the way that ball sees it down lane, it just, ugh. Granted, it's a 60-pin match, so it doesn't really matter at this point, but
yeah,
still.
Yeah, she's going to get some stuff done, but generally playing a little straighter wasn't great.
Okay. I got to say, Sydney's doing a great job on the microphone. Kelly's sweeting the Caitlin Connor Fleming of Youth World Cup. Yeah.
Sydney's amazing when it comes to that.
Yeah, see, the way that thing shapes, when it gets to the spot, it's just pukey.
Well, it's a cleaner cover, and that she's throwing it a little too fast. She's not giving it a chance to really pick up and do anything. But if she were to do that, then it would probably just cut right through the face.
Yeah, that scared the living crap out of me.
Yeah,
Scared the living crap out of me. It sounded like I was sitting next to you.
Yeah, this frickin' mug keeps sticking to it's even a coaster it shouldn't stick to.
Asked this in Discord earlier. When you're faced with super high friction, lanes where the cliff is just huge and ratios are 25-1, surface/strong balls, are they the better play?
No, it's generally cleaner covers with more surface. So use something cleaner and knock the shine off of it. That's a Kansas City trick that we use quite a bit. Is the lane surfaces are dirty, but you're throwing a high road at like 2,000 grit or something. Henniger does that all the time. He'll take something and almost kind of chalk it up, something cleaner, and almost kind of chalk it up so that it just won't see the fronts.
Yeah.
Or it won't read them as hard. He's counting on it to kind of bog down and die a little bit, but he's also, the more surface, the less it reads the fronts. Bang. Yep, that match is over. She's going to shoot 260. So I didn't see a game like that coming. But I'll be back in a second.
Well, okay then. Just leave me hanging. Yeah, strikes again. So, yeah, with one more, she's in the 260s. Russo, the best she can shoot is, I'm not trying to do the math here, 170? No biggie. Move on. Yeah, this is going to be a good matchup, Old New and Jordan Snodgrass. I have to go with Snodgrass to see her win a major. I've always thought she throws it really good, too. So, looking forward to seeing who's going to come out on top on that. I think the next one is commercial free, and pretty sure They don't bowl too much on CBS Sports Network unless it's like the U.S. Open or usually their women's tour finals, I think, maybe. But yeah, we should get the next one uninterrupted. Hoping. Anyways, my co-host left me. Let me get in. Yeah, Nico, as we were talking on Sydney. Yeah, Sydney does a great job. The problem is I've got it sound down. I can't hear it, so I don't know how she sounds tonight. But I'll probably go back and watch it again. Easy pattern. Jason Nelson, what's up, buddy? Let's lay this down for our house shot at Gage. What do you think? I think they should be able to concede if they want. Yeah, I think conceding they should be able to, but I get it. Clint Harris, what's up, man? Trying to catch up comments here. I can escape out of this and look at YouTube real quick. So I can actually see comments. But it pushed everything back. Jonathan, did you like Andrew Anderson winning the Tour Finals? I did, actually. I really like Andrew Anderson. I'm glad to see him coming around and finally starting to be what he was going to be. Everybody thought he was going to be, that is. So, especially after that one really big year he had. Andrew Anderson is just a fun guy to watch. His game's really good, and looking forward to him having some more success. And it was really cool to see him doing it after he left Motive and went to a new ball company. I thought the Motive stuff in his hands wasn't bad, to be honest. But obviously the global SPI brands did wonders. You're going to get more choices, obviously, with 3 brands compared to 1. So that makes a big difference, but those covers seem to work for him pretty well. I thought it was the Gage house shot. Yeah. We probably wouldn't have very many people bowling that league, Jason, if that was the Gage house shot. I think my co-host went to dinner. There he is.
Kennebuck. What are you doing? Come here. Come on.
I was answering questions, talking to the people.
Come here, Buck. What are you doing?
I think we're going to get an uninterrupted commercial-free game here, don't we?
Yeah.
They'll have like a 15-minute between or 10, whatever, because Snodgrass gets some practice back on the pair. So
That's probably not far off of the Gage house shot.
oh gosh, you guys, it's not that bad. This place carries better than Gage does. There's some people though that just have the touch there, and it does. If you have the right bowl roll in that place, you can just knock them down. But the twisters with the dead sidewalls, they just don't carry. You playing golf Saturday, right? Going to be burning. Yes, I'm playing golf Saturday. And once I saw the weather, temperature-wise, I instantly regretted my decision. So, because I'm actually bowling on Sunday. Last thing I want to do is be out in the heat all day and go bowl on Sunday. Yeah, that's going to be awful. 95 for the high on Saturday. Hopefully there's a breeze, or else I'm going to be miserable.
This was the Vern special. The Balvenie Double Wood, aged for mellowing in traditional whiskey oak casks, and then it was finished in sherry casks. Which
is that the Scotch?
Yep, that's a Scotch. And it is very tasty with a little bit of water. This one's kind of a sharper Scotch.
Oh, did you see my new additions in the back? Some of my autographs over the years that I've had.
Oh,
I just kind of threw them up. You got Norm. I don't remember who's all up there. Brian Voss, Carolyn Dorn Ballard, Norm Duke, Mike Machuga, and Bob Learn. I've got another one over here that was a cool one. I haven't hung up yet.
Oh.
A young DeAndre Asbady.
Yeah, I am.
And then this was a cool one, too. I haven't hung them all up yet. Everybody loves seeing my butt. I'm sorry. Another Carolyn Dorn Ballard.
Mm-hmm. CDB.
Yeah, and then here you go.
Yeah, Kim Terrell.
Yeah,
Yeah, buddy.
I think I got a lot of these from Junior Gold over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So Amanda was going through something the other day, and she found all those. And it was right before the show. She asked me if I wanted to hang some up. I was like, "Yeah, I'll throw them on there. Let's do it." So shout out to her. And my daughter probably will want to come down and say hi for a minute, so I better let her come down and say hi.
Mm.
If I don't, she will be mad at me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Emil is very tall.
Really?
Emil's like 6'3" or 6'4". Very
Well,
tall.
I guess I only see him sitting down.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like Flanagan's not very tall. He's not huge, but he's not like short.
Yeah. Brittany Smith looked really good this week. She just didn't. She made a couple runs. She just didn't ever put anything together. But yeah, Brittany Smith is coming up. She's one to watch, I think, for the future.
All right, Snodgrass.
Yep. This is a complete coin flip. I have no idea what's going to happen in this game because they both looked equally as good. Jordan, I think, looked a little better the longer the days went on, but I couldn't tell you. If I I would just not bet on this game because it's just a complete coin flip.
I would agree with that.
No. The Hater Pearl is going to have quite a bit higher RG than the Paragon, so it's going to go a lot further down the lane before it wants to roll or pick up. I would say Theorem Pearl would probably be the better Paragon Pearl replacement.
I had a team for Luke to play on, but I thought better of asking him. I think the Ginger should come out and play in the 95 degrees.
Yeah. What course are you guys playing at?
Shawnee Country Club.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's normally where it happens anyway. I do kind of like that course.
It's just ran by a Great Life, and they take care of it. Fairways are shit, greens are shit.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I wouldn't mind. I gotta get the wife out though to play some golf.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. Yeah, and it's man, the golf tournament's too far away now.
No, Trevor texted me again the other day. Actually, the day after, was like,
I was
"Is it 1 year later yet?"
I know, right? That tournament's just so much fun, and the group is so much fun. I think that just between you and me and Trevor and Woody, it's just such a fun group that and we all kind of work out. It seems like every single shot somebody makes a shot. There were only a couple times where we just all four screwed it up, but it seems like somebody made a shot every single time.
Yeah. No, we have a good time, man, and I look forward to it. And I appreciate you guys putting up with me for 18 holes. I enjoy putting it together for you guys and doing it. So, and of course, Jason Nelson's trolling. He's the end of the Zone Pro Shop team. Yeah. What a dick.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been okay.
Oh, man.
Well, I know Jesse's not pledging, so
That's so good.
Yeah, so I mean, Dave and Horn or Wedgie or Quidditch, that would have been fun. But yeah, we definitely do have the fans. We're going to be only fans, like fans.
Yeah. Oh, I told you that my daughter for Raylan for her early birthday, because she turns 10 on July 17th, so a month from today.
Mm-hmm.
We found her a 10-pound Arctic Vibe.
Yeah.
You should see the pour on this Arctic Vibe.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sick. Hey, come in. So sick.
Playing golf, that's hilarious.
It's not a troll. Yeah, you know you're trolling. Don't lie.
Uh-huh.
Say hi.
Hi.
Say what's up, people.
Set people.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to watch the final match of the Women's U.S. Open. You're on my cable behind me. Watch your hand. Your back hand. Your back one. There you go.
Yeah.
What is she going to do on this shot? Is she going to strike? Is she going to spare? What is she going to do?
Strike.
Is she going to strike? Okay, well, let's see what she got. Don't say what happened.
She is
Don't say anything.
starting first. Yep.
Okay.
Then, all right.
Bye.
She approach. Ball hits the
that's
lane.
He's way
Crush.
behind.
Oh,
4-pin. Yeah. What pin was that?
that's okay.
4-pin. Tickle.
Mm-hmm.
Got something to say out here to YouTube land? What's up, Pookie? I love you. What is it? What she said? Pookie, I love you forever.
Yeah.
Did you really wipe up all your makeup? You're off just to come down here and watch for 5 seconds?
Yeah, Mom yelled at me.
You didn't
Mm.
tell that woman she's grounded.
I'd say.
That
Mom said
doesn't
I might
sound
be
like
able
your
to
mom.
make it later.
All right. Got something you want to say? Be nice.
You need to slay.
We need to slay. All right, deal.
Those are my only words.
Say, we slayed already. We won 3 years in a row in the golf tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love you. Good work.
Hello.
Love you. I am pro solid.
I bought really expensive golf balls.
Whoa.
With all
Yeah,
my-
he did. Sorry, everybody, for putting up with my daughter when she's down here.
Yep, that was a dead tug the whole way.
And she didn't shut the door.
Yeah.
So I need to do
I
that.
just don't know. I just don't know if she's going to be able to get comfortable. And I'm not even sure comfortable is the right word. I just don't see it. I just don't see her catching up to what the lane is doing or what the pair is doing, I guess. And it did definitely nothing against her because she's the number 1 seed. So, I mean, obviously she did something right for 50 some odd games.
Man, seeing
But-
everybody throw these Ion Pro Solids, I can't wait to drill mine.
It's so good. I want one bad.
Well, obviously, I don't have it yet because it had to be pre-ordered. I mean, I probably could have found somebody where I could have got one.
The only one getting more hits tonight than NHF is Caitlin Clark. Yeah, they beat her up pretty good. But they've been beating everybody up. Like there was some girl the other night that just grabbed one of Angel Reese's braids and like yanked on it and was like, I didn't do anything.
She deserved it.
Yeah, I know. I can't stand Angel Reese, but still, I mean, it was very egregious that she just grabbed her braid and yanked, and it's like
The girl
Man.
can rebound. She's big, but man, watching her throw up her own bricks after brick after brick is exhausting.
she's
And
really
I watch her do it, and she's got teammates that are standing wide open, and you're like, okay, take this ball and throw up. Just toss it.
there's some guys that I follow on Facebook, some betting guys, and one of their big bets every night is for Angel Reese to miss her first shot. And since I've been watching, they're like 9-1 on their bets.
Oh God, I need to get involved in this.
Mhm.
DraftKings has this. Okay, I know what I'm doing tonight or tomorrow or
Right.
whenever she plays again.
All right.
Yeah, she's just locked in, man.
Got a game here early. What you doing, Buck? I know it's nice and cool down here, isn't it, Buck?
I know. I'd have been in a hoodie down there tonight, probably. All right, Jordan. I'll wait.
Oh, it's got a hook. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Reverie just-
you can see it in the first 20, 30 feet. You can tell just off their hand. It's like as soon as, it's just that ball was in trouble because it was a little firm and it was a little bit right.
I don't see Frank anywhere.
Frank's got some like badass scar too.
Yeah, you know, he looks like Scarface, man.
Yeah.
I don't see him anywhere, though. Figured he'd be there.
Over underarm bricks. Angel Reese did just trademark the word me bound.
Me bounds.
which
Yeah,
is
she figured
freaking
she had to
hilarious.
all the trolling. She had to do it just to make some money off of
And
it.
see, I can't stand her, but I kind of like the shit talking. Like, I don't know why, but I love Jazz Chisholm that plays
God.
the third for the Yankees.
He's
I
good.
love him so much, but he is such a trash talking little shit.
He
But
talks so much shit.
I like that. And see, I like Angel's attitude, but she's terrible.
I mean, she has no feel for her short game, and I call it short game. She just throws it up, and I'm like, you're awful. Stop.
Yeah. Trademarking me bounds. It's like, yeah, that's awesome.
You're just trying to make money off of it.
I can't stand her, but I got to give her some kudos on that because that's hilarious.
Okay, well, this is
That's my little
kind of what we're.
fire in the whole shot glass too. That's really fun to drink out of. But
Fire in the hole.
yeah,
Love that ride, man. I love the original one. I love the new one. I remember
The new
taking
one-
Raylan on it last year when we went for those few days where Amanda
Yeah.
and I and Ray went.
the
We
new
stood in
one.
our line for 2 hours to ride
Yeah,
that ride.
we keep
And
every
Raylan-
time we keep getting there very early in the morning. The first thing we do is just beeline all the way back there and
Oh,
ride
yeah.
it.
Raylan loved it. It was so worth it. I was pissy because I'm standing there and I'm like, we're in the park for 2 hours. I'm here. I'm standing in this line. But once we got in there, oh God, she loved it.
Mm-hmm.
She rode
And
with me, and then Amanda had to ride with some random ass guy.
They did a really good job though on the new one. It
Oh,
feels
yeah.
very. They changed some things and they updated some things, but it's very true to the spirit of the original one.
Wow.
So it's
Well, if you notice the last turn, it isn't the downhill
Mhm.
slope anymore. It's a loop,
mm-hmm.
and some people don't like that new
Right.
loop.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't mind being in the dark.
I think it's great. I think it's okay.
I'd honestly rather ride that in the dark than I would out seeing it because I can't see. It doesn't feel like you're going as fast, and it doesn't. Like I'm terrified of heights. It's not. It's shimmed. It's shimmed though. This match is pretty much over though.
Yeah. That's a
It's shimmed. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yep.
like the blue on that ball
That was
too.
good.
Like
Yeah, it's kind of a unique blue, where it's kind of
Yeah.
it's brighter. It's not like teal rhino, but it's not like ProMotion dark. It just that looks like the Surge. Remember the blue Surge from
Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
25 years ago? That's what it looks like.
I'm gonna have to unsubscribe if the Royals beat the Rangers.
Mhm.
No, I've got a bull at God, see, nobody's getting those hits like unless you're new. I got a bull at KC Bowl on Sunday in the summer, and you know how awful that's gonna be.
Balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I was hoping we were gonna give you a better finals than this, but this is blah. About what every match has been so far since
We'll
Jump
see.
Street.
That was just a little up the lane. That's the same shot that New had her first frame. But yeah, it looked easy and ridiculously hard all at the same time. Like when somebody was on, like when Marissa was just dump trucking the field, she looked like she was bowling on something completely different than everybody else was.
That's
Like
impressive.
she was just mowing them down. But
That's
yeah,
impressive.
there's a very, very fine line on this pattern
Yeah.
between having it and not having it.
Are you off work on Thursday?
Yep.
Yeah, so am I. I know it's going to be weird having a middle of the day, or it's not really middle of the week. We've got Friday, and I thought about taking Friday off, but
Mm-hmm.
if I take Friday, it's how hard it is for me to take a Friday off. There's like 120 cars in that whole building on Fridays. There's nobody there.
Yeah, I thought about it because I only have to work 4 hours on Friday, but I only have to work 4 hours on Friday. So
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
I might just
save
work
it.
from home.
I think their next show in Green Bay will be better. They're doing it in an arena. Part of the junior gold opening ceremony is, oh, that's cool. See, I did not know that.
I love
Good
the
for
arena
them.
final stuff. Back when they used to do that in the 90s for like Mohegan Sun or something like that.
Mo-
Arena finals.
Badass.
The arena finals in the 90s and early 2000s were just amazing.
The Masters that Sean Rash won
Mm-hmm.
at Milwaukee at Milwaukee
Yep, Miller
Brewers
Park.
Baseball Stadium, Miller Park. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
So yeah,
That's just. I wish they did more stuff like that, and there's no reason why they can't.
it's just an expense thing, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, you got to build the lanes, and you got to do.
But man, if they would, gosh,
But do it right.
yeah, if they would do something like that and kind of take you back to that old school feeling, it might just trip the trigger.
Just take a target from USBC where they tell you that the new lanes that are in at Nationals are brand new builds.
Mm-hmm.
They don't feel like it. I'm telling you right now, they don't feel like they're brand new surfaces.
Mm.
We all said that a bunch. Like, this is supposed to be a brand new install. Okay. And then the women's U.S. Open in 2012 was at Cowboy Stadium. Yep, it was. And then the women did they did one in Reno too.
Out on the street in Reno, and that was just wretched because it was windy and it was blowing sand and stuff all over the lanes, and so they ended up throwing plastic balls. It was just a complete travesty.
Because you don't want to tear up your stuff.
I like the idea, but it was just awful execution.
Put screens or something up around at least the top of it.
Well,
Block.
the U.S. Open is not the tournament to do that with because the guys bowled out. I remember when Rhino was bowling outside, and they did
that stuff in Florida.
Yeah, they had the 4 lanes outside. It was an exhibition type of thing. It's like, that's fine, but you don't do that with the U.S. Open. You just don't.
That's when Pete was wearing that hat backwards with the little. I'm not going to tell you what I call that hat or what I've always been grown up being called that hat. Like the hat that Woody was wearing the other day. But backwards with the sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can tell you off air what I call that hat. But Danny Wiseman's win at Miller Park in 04 was pretty memorable. Yeah, Danny Wiseman. That's right. They did it a couple of years.
Man, really
those. I've always liked Danny Wiseman as well. Wiseman's another guy that was fun to watch. I don't know how many people like Mike Machuga, but I love watching Machuga bowl.
He's the dude too. I think a lot of people got pissed off at him because he's so, he's such a traditionalist, but at the same time he's kind of a cut up too. So he's a cool dude. I like Machuga. I like Chugs.
Speaking of Nationals, AA took all events league. People complaining, but they'll get over it.
Oh,
it is. People complain about anything.
I did see Dennis Hacker there this week. He's the president of USBC. Okay. I did see him walking around. All right.
Machuga flop.
That's a good shot. Yep. You get we got to see so much that you could just tell it instantly by the time it hit the arrows, before the arrows. You just knew whether it had a chance or it didn't right off their hand. If she gets this one, it's over. And she's still throwing the shiny one.
That's spoiling it.
Crush. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
This is over.
She's labeling it. Machuga's release is what I've tried to copy. Not saying I've done it, but I've sure tried to. Dude, his game is so good.
Yeah, he's got one of those super versatile, like a Doug Kent type of game. Machuga rolls
his head.
More Doug, but yeah.
Watch how still his head is at the line too. Like it's just his game is so damn good. It's hard to.
Poor Jordan. Not gonna get the major this time, but it's coming.
They're on the Ion Pro Solid.
Yeah, that's kind of, they did her dirty on that one.
Yeah, they did.
250, and the only Brooklyn she had was that second one in the 10th.
Sid just said it was a dominant performance. She's making it look easy and scoreable. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Just everybody else played it too straight.
What did she have game by game? Can anybody break that down real quick? Because I don't remember. I know she shot 240 game 1, 260 the last game. What did she have game 2? Somebody help me out.
I can't remember because she was ahead so far. Well, at Crystal, she beat. I mean, she won 240 to 180 something. And I think she won 230 or 240 to 180 something again against Crystal.
Yeah, I thought it was 240. So she's gone 240, 240, 260. What she's doing right now is unbelievable.
Oh, it's good.
She's
crush, and she's gonna shoot 290 this game.
Yeah, good chance. If she doesn't lay off of it.
Nobody was gonna be. I mean, and it's not like nobody was gonna beat her today, but nobody got remotely close. I mean, nobody made her uncomfortable at all at any point because she's had a 180, 180, and whatever Lauren shot at her. She didn't have anything over 200 shot at her, but she's just
at 220.
Completely dominated everyone this whole show. So yeah, she knows it's over. She's gonna beat it by 100.
She's speeding up now.
Yeah, she's just getting it over with because it's
what a dominant performance. That's awesome.
We talked about this on a show a couple of weeks ago. The international players just come over here and dump truck us, but it's completely different overseas. It's their job that they do day in, day out, and our women over here have to have regular day jobs and fit the bowling in kind of on the side because they don't bowl year round.
Don't they just have so much more to bowl over there on the women's side of things than we do?
Yeah, and especially the ones like New Hui Fin and Shayna Ung that are on their national teams. That is their job. Like, they bowl almost every single day all year round.
They must pay the people that are on their national teams then.
Yeah.
It's a good shot.
They take it very seriously over there.
Hope everybody's followed along with us tonight that's watched and actually watched along as we talk. I know everybody would rather listen to Sydney Brummett than us because we're not pretty or anything. So,
and this is one of those rare occurrences that I'm missing hearing the commentary because Sydney is very good.
No, we talked about it and we're like, it's perfect for us to do the show tonight because it's we can live stream the whole show and do it.
I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Sydney, especially because of all she works for USBC, and then they had the flubs with the lane condition, the lane machine malfunctioning, and whatever else. And she tried, no, nothing was wrong. I didn't think anything was wrong, and it's like, okay, bullshit. But she is exceptionally good on a microphone, so I can't.
Oh yeah, she does. She's still suspect to me. But,
yeah, I'm not necessarily a fan of hers, but she is very good on a microphone. Crush, man.
Some players like Verity, Daria, Diana, Danielle, Stephanie Bowling, that's all the thing that they do. That's because they've got money coming somewhere. Yeah. There's got to be money coming somewhere other than what their ball contracts pay them. Social media, Daria makes money off social media, Verity makes money off social media that allows them to continue to do what they do. But there's got to be money coming somewhere other than social media and their bowling. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Damn, 290 with a 4-pin. And she dump trucked everybody. Like there was not like I think just watching this, it felt like it was a good show, but she absolutely obliterated everybody that she bowled.
Doesn't even look like she's excited to win.
Not a single one of these games was close. Not remotely. She just blew everybody away. It felt like a good show, but it was not close at all. She just absolutely obliterated everybody.
This might be the worst, I'm excited to be here to win celebration face I've ever seen in my life.
Well, and that's how they condition their athletes over there. Like she's like that's not a fake smile, but she's not like super excited. She's just very. It's like okay, this is okay. I just won. Cool.
This is what you're here to do. Yeah.
USA.
Instagram modeling. Well,
Except
yeah, she makes
for-
money off like Daria makes money off like Facebook. She makes money off Instagram. There's money coming in, but there's got to be money coming in somewhere else.
Yeah.
If that's all they're doing all the time, there's got to be money coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Daria is a meme. Oh, poor Daria. She's something.
But
She
yeah,
is something.
if you look at these. I mean, this was almost a Bob Learn Jr. level show. This was ridiculous.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Let's see, U.S. Women's Open.
We have about 9 minutes left now that the program's over. So,
Final results.
got any last second questions here?
Step ladder.
Slide them in here.
No, they haven't updated anything on the. But we're talking 240 the first game, 220. There's 4 games, and she shot 260. So she just went 260, 290. So it's like 240, 220, 260, 290.
Yeah.
She averaged 250 on the show, basically.
Yeah.
She thought. I mean, I think that's 1,000. Once we see what the.
That's disgusting, is what it is.
Yeah, for anybody. And that pattern was not easy because just looking at everybody else, nobody else shot 200 at her.
Well, and that's also throwing a different ball in each lane too.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah. So obviously it wasn't easy.
Yeah, no. The program's not over yet. That's true, Nico. You're right. We'll talk about the green jacket going on her.
Plus, just call it 225 plus 264.
Surprised we haven't dodged a tornado yet.
She shot over 1,000 on the TV show. That's Bob Learn. That's Bob Learn shit.
Well, not on a TV show. That's on the U.S. Open.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one. 282 average and 96 finals for Learn Jr. That's sick. 282.
He shot 850, and then he shot whatever else he shot the last game.
Good old Bobby Learn. Hey,
I guess it was 850.
He's right there. By the way, did that son of a gun spell my name right?
Hawas?
He did. No, it was my first name. He put my first name down. For the men, if you could move in, they made that pattern look easy.
Jonathan, put the O in there. Jonathan,
I get that a lot.
Okay, 246, 228, 246 plus 228 plus 262 plus 290 equals 1026. And nobody shot 190 at her.
Yeah, no, she almost could have just thrown the ball at the head pin and spared to win.
Divided by 4, 256.5. And nobody shot 190 at her.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of.
For the men, if you can move
Punchy
in, they make that
celebration.
pattern look easy. No, I'd agree with that. I think the men would actually make that pattern look pretty easy jumping in. But it's still.
I think you'd be surprised because the problem with the men on that one is that it's only 22 mils.
Yeah.
So they would fry it up in a heartbeat and be in all kinds of trouble. I think if the guys bowled on that particular pattern, it'd be a frickin' nightmare.
I actually agree with that. Yeah, they would. Once you get that rev rate going, because what you just saw on there, rev rate wise, nothing compared to what the men have, and all it's going to do is just burn.
My gosh, that's good.
What do you guys think? We don't have an aggressive market for overseas bowlers here competing in the PBA, PWBA.
I don't know. They have been coming over more and more and bowling more tournaments. They used to come over and bowl like the major stuff, and then like the where there were 3 or 4 tournaments. But now, because it's such a smaller, condensed season, they've been bowling like every single tournament. That's why Lee Jane Sin won like half the tournaments last year. She won 4 of them, 4 out of the 10 or whatever there was, or 5 out of the 11, 12, whatever. They're bowling like the entire season now because it's only a couple months.
Yeah.
So I think it is. There's a bunch of them that are over here bowling because it's actually working out really well for them.
A bunch of them from Malaysia. Am I right? Malaysia's got a bunch of following here.
Malaysia and Singapore.
Now, when you get to the guy side of things, there's a few that are big overseas players that come over. Obviously, you got your Don Barretts, your Jesper Svenssons, you got
Stu lives here now, so Stu doesn't really count anymore.
He's still an overseas player technically to me.
So yeah, he is technically overseas, but he lives in Texas. So I'm not sure if we can count Stu, but yeah, Don Barrett, Jesper, Thomas Keiko.
Keiko, yes. Travel seems like a pain before. Yeah, imagine traveling for all that with bowling balls and everything else. That would suck.
Oh my gosh, yeah, overseas.
Belmo.
Almost have to take a boat.
Belmo, we can't forget Belmo.
Drill a bunch of stuff here and leave it all here.
Do they pre-fit these codes before they put them on?
Yeah, I think that they have an assortment of them, and then $60,000. I don't know what that translates to in Singapore, but yeah.
Because it's a little long in the hands. Didn't the guys used to get a U.S. Open jacket and a Rolex? I don't know if they still do or not.
Yeah, Nico, I'm not sure what the politically correct or acceptable term is for over. Well, yeah, I guess that would foreign born would include Stu, even though he's technically Santu Tavanainen.
Yeah, I don't know what the technical correct term was.
Well,
I guess Stu would be foreign born, and then the others that are here
is more what we're going for. So I think it's just a specificity type of deal rather than
yes.
So yeah, I don't think it's a political correctness angle that he was throwing at us.
Sorry,
but,
my bad.
Yeah, she
already dropped the check. She's never going to win again.
No. She's trying to hold on. Don't want
to Pete Weber yourself.
Yeah, we don't want to. That's what I was just going to say. We don't want to Pete Weber the Eagle off the top of that thing. No, $60,000 is just over 77,000 Singapore dollars.
Yeah, she just made more money then.
Yep, Thomas and Martin Larson.
Yep, Thomas and Martin. Martin doesn't bowl on the tour anymore.
Overseas excludes Canada.
Well, fake Rolex or Timex now. Don't forget Shota. Yeah, Shota. Shota doesn't bowl full time over here though. We were kind of going more for the guys that are actually here full time, but yes, Shota comes over because like the World Series, we get a ton of them. Timmy Tan's another one. We can't forget Timmy Tan. Santu. I'm trying to think of a couple others. But on the women's side, there's so many of them, and they're all so damn good. Old Sydney Brummett.
Now you will head back to Singapore in the lead for Player of the Year. Walk us through the plan for the next several months.
I go back, maybe rest for a few days, then train for 1 week, and I'll leave for Hong Kong Open. So there'll be another week of competing.
Hong Kong Open.
End of July, there'll be Thai Open.
The Thai Open is the end of July.
Come back for Tour Championship.
And then she'll come back for the Tour Championship.
For this victory tonight.
My family, Singapore Bowling Federation, High Performance Sports Institute of Singapore, and all my teammates, Shaven, Sean Ryan, Rob, Joey, the Storm family is amazing, and Vice as well. Yeah.
Thank you, Wayne. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 U.S. Women's Open champion.
And Hupei's Canada. And yeah, well,
Yeah.
he's not
Hupei.
overseas.
Our
Hupei
buddy-
Wilkins, you can say
yeah.
the same thing.
Our buddy Zach. Yep.
But did you mention Sam Cooley? No, did not mention Sam Cooley.
Yep.
Sam
Kim Ball.
Cooley's one. Wallaby. Yeah. A few guys, but the overseas ladies that are bowling this are just so dominant. Man. They're just so dominant.
Yeah, that's really the thing, is that on the guys' side, there's a nice mix, and they kind of work in there. The women's side of things, the overseas women had just been coming over and eating our lunch.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard, again, because our women over here have regular jobs that they have to kind of fit bowling around. There's very few of them that can actually do bowling full-time throughout the year. And even the ones that do that throughout the year, like Julia Bond is still a coach in Nebraska. So she's still got a day job, basically. Aaron McCarthy's a nurse. Even the ones that are in bowling either work for Turbo or have a pro shop or have, whatever else. So they're still working regular jobs instead of just bowling the whole time. So,
yeah. All right.
So, all right. I think man, this stuff is really tasty. I need to stop drinking it because I have
You
to
need
work
to eat
tomorrow.
some food.
Yep, I haven't really eaten much today, so I need to go get some food. And I feel like that was a great show, but it really wasn't technically.
No, I don't know how many actually joined us to watch tonight. I had a great time. That was fun to watch. It was good to be back after a few weeks off, and we might have to do Tuesdays for a bit, just at least for one more month. I think one more month.
That's fine with me.
Okay, as long as everybody else is good with it, but I think
Yep.
Tuesdays. So, yeah.
So
Thanks.
yep.
Thanks,
Thanks
yo.
everybody for hanging out. This was a fun time. We will see you in a couple weeks probably. They're playing the Queens now. So Valerie Bercier made that show.
Which one?
So yeah, the Queens. Clara, Valerie, Senley Jane, Hazira Ramley, and Josie Barnes, which Josie won. We talked about that I didn't actually watch that show, so we might have to do that. Kelly and Dave. Ouch.
Yeah, Valerie's that's our home girl over here.
We Henniger was there for a couple days.
Oh, he's down there?
Yeah, Henniger and Raven, and they had the kids. Raven is blonde now, by the way. Like platinum blonde.
Yeah. That's my long lost sister. Her mother used to change my diapers, so her and I are like brother and sister.
Yeah.
So no matter how much Mark hates me, he has to put up with me. It is what it is. He doesn't hate me. He doesn't hate me. I'm just kidding, but yeah. That's my sister.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm gonna go get some food. Let you go, and we will see y'all in a couple weeks.
Bye.